Baki Hanma. That one anime on Netflix about 9-foot-tall beefy monsters cosplaying as human beings, slapping the literal eardrums off each other, now has its own video game.
Let me put it this way.
Combining the insanity of Baki Hanma's story with the fast-paced action of a fighting game sounds like it would be a perfect match. And that's still probably true, but that's not what this is. This is Punch-Out! Blood Arena! From the makers of a really cool Punch-Out style game called Thunder Ray comes another Punch-Out style game, but this time with Baki on it. This new game costs $30, about twice as much as their previous one, probably to cover licensing fees or something, and offers a series of pros and cons. So let's start with the pros. Having watched the anime myself, though it's been a little while, I know it's got a large cast of crazy characters, each with their own wacky personalities and special movesets. And the game does have a great looking art style that really makes you feel like you're up against these towering monstrosities of mankind as your opponents. And they actually do eventually use their special moves from the show against you in-game. So the graphics / art style is great, and the different attacks are pretty cool, so that's good. Some other pros. Well, the story starts off with a basic, and I mean basic, tutorial that leaves out a lot of important information, okay? Like how to even block certain attacks by not inputting anything? Something you'll probably need to know by like the third fight.
There are a couple mechanics the game does not teach you, one being what I believe to be the most important, neutral block.
I've seen other people out there clearly not figure this out yet and like internally scream as they take a beating after beating because the controls weren't explained properly to them.
I'm tilted. Holy shit.
Ouch. One restart. Ouch. I'm going to take a walk.
But I guess neither did the original Punch-Out, so maybe lack of conveyance is actually a feature, not a bug. Even the gamer god himself, Moist Critical, didn't figure out how to block these attacks until like fight 7.
I haven't had the block work for me once, but that's definitely a block.
How he managed to even beat fight 3 without figuring that out is actually kind of insane. Oh, by the way, what is the difference between body shots and headshots? Who knows? Chance of being blocked, maybe? I don't know. I can only fucking guess. This tutorial was my first real sign that maybe this game was a little bit unfinished. Not bad, just unfinished. The next red flag I saw was when I pressed the play button on the story and I was met with slideshow cutscenes featuring absolutely zero voice acting at all.
Of course you understand what that means, don't you, boy?
I'm sorry, but making an anime game and not having voice acting in it is like making a car without wheels. You're missing the entire point. Fans from an anime who buy an anime game want to experience the amazing manga story with their favorite anime voice actors who already poured dozens of hours into a studio bringing these characters to life. But sadly, you don't get either of those things here. While the art style and graphics are nice, the story and voice acting are completely missing. All right, lastly, let's talk about the gameplay loop. What is the actual gameplay loop of Baki Blood Arena like? Well, you got 4 buttons. You got a left body, you got the right body, you got the left headshot, and the right headshot. Meaning you basically just rotate your thumb by pressing each button once in a very tedious and mind-numbing mash fest. It's basically like mashing one button, but with 3 extra steps and 4 times the carpal tunnel. After about 5 to 8 seconds, depending on how pissed off the AI is from having to beat up your dumbass face again, the enemy will attack you a number of times, requiring you to either dodge left, right, down, up, or secretly none to avoid the damage. Except the nothing block actually still hurts you with chip damage for some reason. Despite it literally being your only option to choose, you take damage. Okay, that's a design choice, I guess. After mashing attack a bit, you can do a tiny charge attack or a super punch, but the enemy can still block it. That's about it. The game also doesn't really feature an opportune moment of attack or like an interrupt, like in the OG Punch-Out. In Baki Blood Arena, if you hit an enemy mid-attack, they just cut from their attack animation to their getting hit animation, and then instantly snap back to doing their attack where they left off. This can result in like you hitting an enemy, landing a punch, and completely screwing yourself because then you immediately get hit for twice the damage, if not 10 times the frickin' app. By enemy 3 out of like 12, I'm gonna be honest here, I've already experienced another massive problem. In the classic Punch-Out, if you attack an enemy at the right time during their attack, you interrupt them. It's a high-risk, high-reward split decision. But in Baki Blood Arena, if you hit an enemy, they just instantly attack you back because even though you hit them, it doesn't stop their attack. It just hides their attack animations underneath getting hit animations. In other words, There isn't much depth here. There's not like choice. There's not options. You dodge when you must dodge, and you attack when you attack. That's it. Progression? Absolutely fucking not. No, you're supposed to spend hours and hours and hours purely memorizing these animations because the game gives you zero motivation to keep playing. No new hats, no skill tree, no fishing! No voice acting, I'm not gonna let that one go. Nothing to give you a reason to care about the trial and error gameplay it demands from you. And the game would only be like 30 minutes long if it wasn't difficult. So of course, you have to barrage enemies with 8+ punch combos, 5 separate times to knock them down once, ultimately needing 3 knockdowns to win. It's a little bit of a bullet sponge. And I'm not exaggerating when I say enemies can deal over half of your entire health bar with one attack on the lowest difficulty. Lots of other games out there right now can offer you a super hard challenge, but they also probably let the game ramp up a little bit to get the player comfortable and familiar with the mechanics that they definitely told you in the tutorial. Baki Blood Arena doesn't even tell you the mechanics, like unavoidable chip damage. Seriously, what the fuck is that? Did I mention this is $30? Okay, so overall, the game has no story, no voice acting from the IP it's using, features a tutorial with missing information, has an arguably inflated difficulty of damage sponge enemies to extend game time, and is lacking the technical depth of the OG Punch-Out's pixel-perfect attack interrupts. Oh, and I almost forgot about the soundtrack. Okay, so how is the music in Blood? It's bad. It's like really bad. Any and all good songs you're hearing in this video are from the Baki the Grappler series, as I always use music from the IP I'm discussing in hopes you'll appreciate the extra auditory love and care. But this game? This game cares not for your silly bard's tune. This game's soundtrack sounds like if AI was forced to make music using only basic drum loops and farty sounding synthesizers. And again, what absolutely blows me away about this whole thing is that if they have the rights to Baki, why not just use the soundtrack from Baki? Or maybe, sure, I get it, you want to hire a composer who pours his heart and soul out into games, making an original soundtrack. Awesome. But I suspect that was not the case here. Much like the tutorial and the story, this game's soundtrack is sadly just missing that special something that you only discover with enough time in development. But I digress. Baki Hanma Blood Arena is definitely not a bad game. In fact, if you're a fan of Punch-Out style games and Baki's crazy art style, this is practically a no-brainer for you. Maybe even a hidden gem. I mean, there's not many of these. But if you're just a fan of Baki and you want a game that lets you enjoy the story of Baki, Blood Arena is not it for you. And that's about it. Hope you found this video informative or entertaining. It definitely took me longer than I thought to get started with Baki Blood Arena, since I've got so many other videos in the making. My job is kind of taking off. My life is just hectic. I don't know if you heard, but Trump kind of sent the military into the city I live. So that's a fun little thing to wake up to. If you want to see those videos when they come out, definitely recommend subscribing to the channel. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a little subscribey button. Maybe you can lick the video while you're at it. Yeah, not click. As in with your tongue. Go ahead. Tongue the monitor. Right now.
7.
Do it. It's like...